Hey, it's Creek Week.
Creek Week. Welcome to the video blog of Allen Creek Community Church, where we exist to lead spiritual but not religious people to become fully devoted followers of Christ. And we're going to do some of that in the next series that's coming up on Job.
That's big talk.
So the big idea here is suffering. And as we talked about this week, it's a really fascinating and fun topic. Everyone likes to get into that.
Everyone's favorite subject.
Everyone's favorite subject. Well, the thing is about suffering, right, is that, no one wants to talk about it, but everyone experiences it.
It's like the biggest question.
It is, isn't it?
It's like the biggest question everyone has is why would God allow suffering?
Right, and it has been like historically too. And so this last week we tried to kind of deal with some of that, the lingering problem of evil, which is this seemingly inherent contradiction between God is loving, God is powerful, and yet evil exists. And so if God is powerful enough to stop it, why does evil exist? If God is loving and wants to stop it, why does evil exist? So we kind of talked about the freedom defense of that and how that plays even into the world of the spiritual realm, which Job gets into right out of the gate, right? So let's talk about that a little bit. So, we have, kind of presented for us this weird sort of heavenly council situation in Job chapter 1 where the devil actually gets an audience with God, and it looks like they're making a deal, like a bet or something like that. It's like that Eddie Murphy, the 1980s Trading Places, where the rich guys are making a bet about the poor guy.
Sorry, every line I remember from that movie I can't say on the church blog. There
was a significant amount of profanity.
I wasn't even born for that movie.
You probably weren't. Do you remember this movie?
Talk about suffering.
Yeah, right. So is that what's going on? God and the devil is making a bet and, kind of playing with our lives like dice? Yeah, let's play with Dan's life right now.
Is that what's happening?
Ching.
Well, I think we discovered that that's not really what's happening. Right? Spoiler. That's not what's really going on. But I think, like this week, getting into chapters 1 and 2 in more detail, right? I think one of the things that's been really impactful for me over the years in looking at Job is we're given a window into the immensity of the story. And that we're part of it. So it's sometimes suffering can really, I think, narrow our focus, and it's like we're looking at the entire universe through a straw, and that straw is whatever's hurting me right now. If I look up and I go, I'm still hurting, I'm still hurting, I'm still hurting. And one of the things that Job does is it takes that straw away from us, and all of a sudden we see our suffering now in the context of the cosmic setting. So it's not so much about Satan and God rolling the dice. I get why people see it that way, but that's not what the story's meant to tell.
No, it's not.
So we're getting more of this idea that Job has, in fact, he never gets in on that. He never gets a look behind the curtain, but we do. And so in some sense, that is exactly what's being communicated, is that there's more here than what's going on, and that's certainly where God's going to take Job when there's that final confrontation at the end of the book. So what do we? What's our takeaway then when we see a guy like Job? He goes through what we consider to be just unimaginable loss,
and
right?
Suffering,
he loses his children, his lands, and the only thing he doesn't lose is his marriage, and his wife is calling him to abandon God and die. So that's the one thing he didn't lose.
Pretty rough.
Yeah.
Pretty hard thing to come home to after a long day at work.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, we're
just another Tuesday at my house.
Yeah.
Why don't you just curse God and die?
We're maybe gonna learn how to have some compassion for her, because let's remember they were her children who also got lost.
Yeah.
And it's hard for her to see her husband go through suffering. So this may be like small comfort that she can imagine that he gets by just throwing in the towel.
So, Rick, I just have a question. So if I was to come to this series, am I going to get some answers to that question of suffering? Am I going to get some answers? You gave us some good answers just now. Dan, you gave us some good answers. But if I'm like, man, I'm going through it right now, and I'm in a depressive episode, and I'm just feeling like God has abandoned me, is this going to be beneficial for me to really dig into?
Yeah, I think absolutely. And one of the things we're going to learn right out of the gate is that Job's friends, who are going to be highly criticized throughout the book, do one thing right, and they do it right at the beginning. And what is it?
They shut up.
They just sit with him,
They
right?
sit with him. They shut up. They sit with
That's
him
good.
for 7 days, and they weep, and they cry with him, and they don't give him advice.
So I think that
good.
that's some of what we're going to get, as at least at the very beginning, is this idea of empathy. Everybody suffers, and because everybody has to suffer without full explanations, just like Job doesn't get full explanations, that means everyone has to suffer in mystery. And as such, it is really good for us to do what Job's friends did at the beginning, which was the best thing that they did, which was, as Dan says, to shut up and to be with each other. So you might be going through it right now. And if so, boy, this could be a series that maybe just reorients you and opens you up to the idea that God is good even in the middle of your hard situation. And in just looking into the eyeballs of fellow sufferers, fellow strugglers, it's going to be a lifeline for you,
Yeah.
a lifeline of sanity and help.
And Alex, just to maybe wrap up with this and address what you brought up, we'll end this with, we'll have Michael put up the words that we have right here in our lobby that are here when you encounter them anytime. They're kind of subtle, you won't always see them, but that kind of address this idea of answers to suffering aren't always provided with words. And this can be a place where you can encounter that kind of empathy, as you said.
Yeah.
So join us this week as week 2 of the Job series moves along, and we're heading towards Easter.
Welcome.
Hey, it's going to be the first Easter for Janora.
No way.
Janora's first
First
Easter?
Easter, so we're
His
looking
daughter.
for a pastel dress.
No, she got her a bunny suit.
A bunny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bunny, that's Christmas.
Even better.
Isn't that
Even
Christmas?
better.
I don't know, man.
Christmas story. Somebody.
The wife showed it to me.
Oh, yeah, I'm with
The
you.
wife showed it to me. Said, "Look at this. It's so cute." And I said, "Yay."
Matching bunny suit for Alex.
Wait, hold on. I did not sign up for this.
That's going to be
next.
awesome.
Next.
You wore a
vlog,
tutu.
I'm gonna wear.
You wore a tutu 2 weeks ago.
bunny suit
Yeah.
on the next vlog.
Because we know that's what Easter's all about.
Can,
Bunnies!
When we debunk Easter, can
Yeah.
I wear a bunny suit?
Absolutely, yeah.
That's awesome.
Come to church and watch Alex skin the bunny.
Don't do that.
No, that'd be bad.
Creek Week signing off.